Hi guys, this is Carrie from A Crone's Life. Thought I would do a hashtag that, I don't know, I was just really curious about everybody else's responses and I just thought I'd throw mine in too. But it's the last 10 decks. So the most recent decks that have entered your library. And I've been backing a lot of stuff on Kickstarter lately, so I thought I'd show off the things that I've got, that I've received from Kickstarter in the mail. And yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. Some of them are not Kickstarter, some of them are just stuff that I've come across and decided I wanted. And there's two, actually 3 decks, but 2 gifts that my husband gave me. He's such a sweetheart. Anyway, if you give me a minute, I'm going to set up my camera so that you can see from top down and we can get started. Okay, hopefully I will not lose my voice doing this, and they're not really going to be able to be in any particular order. I apologize for my fingernails, by the way. I'm kind of a slob when it comes to fingernails. Because I cannot remember which order I really got them in, I think I'm going to try to go backwards. Or, I don't know, maybe I'll just pick them up and show you. That seems kind of simple. Alright, so I backed this mice tarot, mini mice tarot by Howl and Ezd, but the EZD actually stands for their name. If I had the storybook with me, I could tell you the full name, but this was on Kickstarter, and I fell in love with it because it's tiny, and it's mice. It's so cute. And everyone I've shown has been super happy with it. They just think it's adorable. So do I. Okay. Try to make sure that you can see at least some focused images. So this comes with a storybook, and it tells the story of 4 different mice, and I believe that each one represents a suit in the deck. I have not read the story yet, and I really don't know as much about it as I should to tell you, but I do love this. I feel like I can read this story to my granddaughter and she could just get a kick out of it for the story's sake. And then there's the extra bonus of it being a tarot deck. Okay, I'm getting into the minors, and I'll just show a few and move on to the next. Hi! Okay, and swords. So, that was the Mini Mice Tarot from Kickstarter. And the next deck I have available is the Little Cryptid Oracle. I also got this one because of my granddaughter. I found out that my daughter was pregnant at the same time that this was announced or started on Kickstarter. And when I saw it, I just thought, oh, that is amazing. It's just what I want. So, it's a watercolor style, and also very, very cute. It has the cryptid name, so this is Big Bird, and the keyword that goes with Big Bird is balance. And in the field guide, it will tell you how they came across the creature and how their keyword how the keyword relates to the creature or what has happened in the story to make that relevant. I did get the upgrade where you could change out. Some of these cards have 2 to choose from, and the ones that are in here I might have both of them for some of these guys. Yes. But I think I was expecting like just bonus cards, not ones where I could choose them out and change them. But I don't mind. I don't mind having 2 unicorns or 2 goatmans or whatever there's going to be. Obviously there's the Flatwoods monster. I've got 2 of those somewhere. Pardon me, my throat is just scritchy. But regardless, these are very, very nice cards. They do not have exactly what I would call a linen finish. No, sorry, not linen. Rose petal finish. It's very soft, but my understanding about rose petal is it generally sticks to itself. These definitely do not stick to themselves. I'm able to shuffle them without any clumping overhand, and they're a little stiff, but I believe that's because they're new, and they're so small they really don't need to be bridged anyway. I mean, I can ripple without a problem. Yeah, I don't need to bridge them. So that is the Lil Cryptid Oracle. Yep, they have a 10. I didn't even show you the 10. 10 is very nice indeed. I really like anything that comes in a 10. It just is a little higher level of protection. Goodness knows all of my stuff needs all the protection it can get. Alright. And then I went on Amazon and I bought this really old deck, and I saw it on Candy Soul and Soil, and it was in her 21 questions, tarot questions, and it was the one that gives her the willies, but I thought it was cute. I had already bought it by the time I saw it on her channel. It's called the Cosmic Tribe Tarot, and there's a whole ton of nudity in here, so nudity alert. I have not tried to use this for any readings. I'm in the process of trying to take pictures of all my decks so that I can make stickers for my journals. And so I'm keeping everything in order. There's many lovers cards to choose from. And so I didn't feel like I needed to use it and then order everything so that I can take my pictures. I just thought I would keep it this way for a while, get my project done, and then I can start using my decks normally again after I've done that little task. It's a very strange deck. I'm not sure how I feel about it. Online, it looked exactly like something I would enjoy, but in person, it's a little funky, for lack of a better word. I mean, I don't mind the nudity. I don't care, but I think it's the looks on everybody's faces. When there's faces, these are the pips. But they're kind of goofy. I don't know. Maybe it's me. I'm not sure. You know. I also have not had a chance, so we'll see. Maybe it's very poignant. I don't see why not. you know. Silly isn't always, you know, stupid. Silly's just silly. Could be very emotional. I don't know. So anyway, that's the Cosmic Tribe Tarot from Amazon. I'm probably making way too much noise by tapping these on the desk. Okay, another Kickstarter. It's the Lonely Dreamer Tarot. This is her final edition of this deck. I'm a little disappointed in the box. It's not in good shape as far as it doesn't really. It's bent. Maybe I can fix it, but I feel like I'm doing something to the cardboard covering. Anyway, we'll not worry about that. Melissa Wotherspoon has done the art choices for the deck, for each card. And I have seen the second edition. There's only, there's a handful of cards that have been changed. Not a whole lot of them have been changed. So this is very much similar to the second edition. I love the colors. I love the quality of the print. So sometimes you get ones that have pixelated imagery, or, you know, I have examples I could show you, but I don't want to pick on anybody's decks. But the quality of the print is very good. And it's on linen stock, so if you see anything that looks like squares, it might be the texture of the card and not the print. I'm not sure what made me want to buy this, to be honest with you. It just called to me. I'm always looking for emotional decks. They're more useful to me than just the straightforward truth-telling decks. I mean, truth is truth, but if something can touch your heart and tell you the truth, that's a lot more useful to me. I don't read for other people very often. I'm not opposed to it. I just have not found too many people that want me to read for them. Not one of the kind of readers that's going to give you an hour-long session. I see what I see. I can discuss things with you. We can talk about your questions, your dilemmas, and we'll find what we find in the cards, but it's not going to go on for terribly long. I'm not that good. I'm good, I'm not that good. But I have done a few readings for other people, and they've been very happy with them. I don't mind, but I'm not sure how I'm going to do with this one, reading for other people. I'll have to really get to know the deck before I try to put it in front of someone else in that way. So that's the Lonely Dreamer, 3rd edition, final edition, so she says. And I'll try to be nice. This is the box. Like I said, one side just doesn't go all the way in, but it's lovely. It's good quality. The magnet, I'm always fond of having a magnetic closure. Okay. Another Kickstarter. Tried so hard to get things that are not made in China. Can't really steer completely clear from that, but I did support an indie tarot creator, so I'm not sad. This is Holly Audley, and she's made several decks. What I have here is a teeny tiny tarot and several oracle decks, and she calls them mini divvies, mini divinations. They each have a theme. So this one's based on dreams. Holly Audley, that's her name. This one's based on curiosities, so there's going to be little trinkets for the imagery. You know, we'd be here all night long if I went through all of these. This might be my favorite of the mini divvies, is Ghosts, because again, it deals with emotions, where these kind of deal with symbolism and things that you might find around you to make connections with things in your life. Opposites is interesting. So the cards are cut in half and they'll have opposites on each side. I might just have to pull these out anyway. Again, I'm sorry about my throat. I can't even get it open. We'll be here all night. Maybe I opened the other side. Seems to want to come out a little bit better than the top side. Shocking. You know what? I think I actually had a tool to get into these decks, because you can get something that's a tiny bit flat and just pry it up, like angle it up, and it'll open the deck better than using your fingernails like I just did. But so that's her thank you card. Nope, that's her thank you card. So Dogma and Freedom, Serious and Playful, Sorrow and Joy. I'm a huge fan of this artwork. I know it's awfully simple, and there's just only so much to it. I'm not really in screen art. Oh, there we go. The Reality, oh sorry, Healthy and Ill. That's a very good depiction. Empty and Full. So, and if you're curious about the cardstock, it's very flexible. It's very normal. It's a lot like playing cards. I don't think you would be disappointed in the cardstock. And this was one of the first things I backed on Kickstarter. About 6 years ago, I backed a video game, and I don't know when I decided it went south, but it was supposed to be released in 2023, no, 2000. I'd have to look at it to be certain, but I think it's 2020 it was supposed to be released. Now granted, COVID happened, and that's everybody's great and wonderful, absolutely best excuse. But it's 23 now, and it's still not out. And the only thing that we've been able to do as Kickstarter backers is to do their PvP. Anyway, that's a bad story from Kickstarter. I did not appreciate that company trailing us along for so long. And I paid lots of money. I mean, it was a huge investment. It wasn't little. It was a lifetime subscription to this game. It was a huge investment. And so I went through a time where I just thought Kickstarter was terrible and I didn't want to have anything to do with them. But with the FOMO that we get about decks going out of print, and if you see something you like and you're afraid that you'll never see it again, I just decided Kickstarter was my best friend, and I was just going to back whatever I decided to back. I don't care. I'm just gonna do what I want to do with backing Kickstarter tarot decks, and anything else, you know, I'm not sure that I'm gonna ever do another video game. I say that. Gosh, my vices are awful. So, so this is Holly Audley. I'm very happy with this Kickstarter. I'm very happy with all the tarot Kickstarters that I've had. There's only one tarot deck that I backed that has not come through yet. He has all the decks, he just has not shipped them out because he's had a life crisis. I can't judge people for having life crises. We have real life, and real life is sometimes a crisis. So these are the tarot cards for Holly Audley's deck. They're small. They're about the size. They might be smaller than playing card size. See, I have very small hands, and it fits in the palm of my hand. This is a deck that I would take with me just anywhere, and I could use it for anything. Other people, myself. I could use it for shadow work. I could use it for just a random card a day, 3-card spread. I mean, it's so flexible. It's not terribly emotional. Like, I don't pull tons of emotion out of it, but what really helps is her strange use of eyeballs. They are the Pentacles suit, and just honestly, it does give me vibes. I can't say it gives me emotions, but I do feel something with some of these cards. And pips don't bother me, so it's not that I'm not feeling anything with the pips. It's just, you know, I don't know. The eyeballs definitely make me think, though. Baba Yaga. I just love... I used to read the story to my daughter, Bony Legs. She had a house with chicken legs. But I'm pretty sure that's Baba Yaga. Anyway. Yeah, skulls are cups. Needles are swords. Can't remember what wand. I think wands are bones. They're just sticks. Yep. Okay, so that's the deck. Let's see the Devil card. Most people want to see certain cards. The Hierophant. The High Priestess. Move my thumb. And the Moon. It's very simple. Very happy. So, a nice little collection. I could just take the whole box if I want to. If I'm going to be gone for several days, I probably would, just because I get bored with just a single deck. Believe me, I've tried it. I've tried the deep dive. Let's do a single deck for a whole week, and I just thought I was going to go mad. So, Holly Audley mini tarot, teeny tiny tarot. This was one I picked up on Amazon, the Intuition Oracle. I'm kind of experimenting by buying these collage decks. This is from the publisher Sterling Ethos. I think that they also are in collaboration with Liminal 11. I'm not sure about that, but I think I've seen Liminal 11 and Sterling Ethos both on some boxes, so tentatively say that. This is a collage deck. Here's the backs. The backs have all the information that you want to find out about the card, which I think is pretty cool. Then I don't have to worry about a book, but there is a book. It's a kind of fat, chunky book. Very glossy cards, but I don't mind them at all. There's nothing on the card but the artwork to find out anything about the card. When you draw it, you just have to turn it over, and it tells you what you need to know about use of that in the reading. And I think the borders are absolutely lovely. You don't usually have like a second piece of artwork as the border. But that's what you have here. Almost every single one of them has, well, I say almost because I haven't actually found one that's the same. It's possible that some are the same, but imagine you've got 78 cards, which this is the artwork, and then you've done 78 different borders on each one of them. It's amazing. I have not been drawn to use this yet. Of course, I've already mentioned that I'm in the middle of a few projects. I'm trying to get some organization things worked out before I do too much fun stuff. I mean, this is how I motivate myself. If you do this really tedious, horrible task, I'll reward you by letting you play with your cards. I do that all the time. It's so wrong. Okay. But this is this deck, and like I said, I got it at Amazon. It's the Intuition Oracle. Monte Farber and Amy Zerner. It's kind of like my cat's name is Monty. Monte. Call him that. Okay. Squeeze these back in the box if I can. No, I cannot. Hold on. That might help. Yay! I did it. This is how the box fits together. Slides in. It's lovely. Okay, next one. Don't know which one to do next. Another Kickstarter. Creatures Oracle. Let's see, I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 6. Sarah Kathleen did the artwork. She's also come out with a tarot deck. I edged this myself when I got it because I fell in love with it immediately and I wanted it to be pretty. So it's not the best edging job you've ever seen, but I had fun with it. I guess that's what matters. These cards are plastic. I enjoy a plastic deck. I may be weird, I don't know, but I don't worry about the cards getting torn up. If somebody happens to put them in their mouth, they're not going to rip it or mess it up with their slobber. If I spill my drink, which I do spill coffee sometimes, that's a different story, then it won't mess up the card. It might mess up my edging, but it won't mess up the card. These are lovely. This is the book. I'm sure that the keywords are self-explanatory, and I'm positive I've used them in what I'm trying to say. I've used them with tarot decks, and they work very well for expansion and clarification. And you know, a lot of people will say, and I agree with them, it's very nice to just have this non-gendered, cute monster as the focal point, as the one feeling the feelings and experiencing the things in the cards and not people. It gives it a more open, kind of expansive experience. So that is Sarah Kathleen, Creatures Oracle. Cards are nice and big. Again, they're plastic. Then you get a little tuck box. And I got them on Kickstarter. Again, I've told you many of these are Kickstarter decks. Technomage Tarot deck is a Kickstarter deck. So far, I have to say, I am a fan of AI art. It's kind of the new collage art in tarot. I know a lot of people don't like it. They have problems I guess, ethically, morally with the creation of the decks. I do not, because it is very much like collage. They're not, as far as I know, they're not stealing anybody's art. They're only using art that is not copyrighted, and they collage it, but in collaboration with an AI. So I've invested in 3 of these that two that I've received. One is the one where he hasn't mailed it yet because he's having life troubles, and one that's not finished with Kickstarter yet. It's coming from Switzerland. It's a completely different type of AI art. I'm super excited about it. So, yeah, my glare. These are very shiny cards. I don't know, it adds to it, in my opinion. I really like the way they are. Maybe if I move them down just a smidge. But you talk about emotional. These are very emotional to me. I can get so much out of this, and if you wanted to do path working, I mean, it makes my brain just tingle. The Techno Mage by L.A. Duncan, and he was absolutely the best artist to work with. We could just text him at any time, and he would always text us back. He was wonderful, super nice guy. I would definitely back more of his projects on Kickstarter. I'm gonna skip some of these because they're falling. So we'll do them this way. The 9 of Sigils, 2 of Weapons, 5 of Weapons, 7 of Weapons, 9 of Weapons, my finger's in the way again, Page. We'll just look at some of them. Face cards. 2 of Technologies, 3 of Technologies. Ugh, just has such Matrix vibes. Okay, and there's extra cards. So the Singularity, the Hacker, Transcendence, Enlightenment, and the Convergence. Oh wait, there's another one. The Converged Mind, the Network, the All-Seeing Eye. And for a bonus, look at that black etching. Oh my god, it's so cool. Oh, just in love with this deck. Oh, I can't help it. There's quite a few I'm in love with, so don't worry. I'll say that way too many times. Okay. Color scheme is also something that just tingles my brain. The warm tones, the cool tones, the leaking light. Oh, it's so pretty. Okay. This was a gift from my husband. It is the Witch Oracle, woman in total control of herself, which, that's a fantasy dream of mine. Let's just pretend like we're going to be in control of ourselves. This is the guidebook, and it is very big and chunky. It has everything in it. It's awesome. I could just probably read this as a book. These cards are also very glossy. Let's see. Oracle by Angie Sullins, art by Silas Tobal. Oh, I just knocked my book down. Okay. We're just going to try and make room for everything here. Scooch over, chunky guidebook. Gilded edges. You know, I just have to tell you, I'm a sucker for gilded edges. I'm a sucker for shiny, to be honest with you. Maybe that's why I don't mind glossy cards, because in a way it's its own kind of shiny. These are the backs. These are also collage style cards, style art. I will try to place them where you can see the artwork. Story Keeper, the Spider Woman, the Phoenix, the Selkie. Yes, I am super pleased with this. My husband surprised me so much with this. Number one, he doesn't just, I don't know, he really enjoys me talking about tarot, but he doesn't really, I don't know. He gets into it, but it's just a very aloof kind of getting into it. You wouldn't really imagine him participating, but he supports me. He just thinks that it's a very different kind of tool. I use it mostly for journaling. I do like to do some shadow work because I don't always know what I'm trying to tell myself, but the cards always have a way of getting my mind to give it up and tell me. Give it up and just let me know what I need to know. Alright, so again, this is the Witch Oracle by Angie Sullins and Silas Tobel. This is not a Kickstarter. This was Liminal 11 started making these box sets. I'm trying to think. This Might Hurt also has a box set. I think there's another one. I can't quite recall. Because I do want the This Might Hurt box set, and I needed in my life. I needed this. I backed the Sickle and Seed and Sickle Oracle. Oh, I'm saying everything wrong. Hold on. I did not back the Seed and Sickle. I went to Liminal 11 and I got their whole tin full of the gilded Seed and Sickle. It came with the Citadel little oracle and a little baggie. I mean, it was just full of fun stuff, and I was spoiled. I was spoiled. I want that every single time I purchase something. But the Citadel was with me in my travels. So my mom fell and broke her hip, and that put her in rehab for a while. My dad has always kind of suffered with depression, and I had to go, 4.5 hours or 4 hours away to visit them, and I did that every weekend to try and get my mom situated in the rehab, and when she'd go into the hospital again, just this back and forth thing that happens with elderly. But my father, he sunk into his depression, and we did a little arguing and fighting, and my oracle was with me during all that, and finally he just committed suicide, and I've had to deal with that. But most of all, this helped with that whole situation. And you ask yourself, why do we do the things we do? Why do cards have to tell us what we're thinking? Why do cards have to show us the truth? And oftentimes it's because of situations like this. Maybe you guys don't have anything that big. Maybe your situations are even bigger. I don't know. But you don't want to think about things. You don't want to dig deep. Even when, especially when things are happening. Especially when things are fresh and going on. And but you do want to make good decisions, and you do want to be aware and in the moment, and you want to take care of yourself and the people around you. And so the cards help. Journaling helps. Being able to live with your decisions about situations. Moving forward, you can use the cards for that. Journaling helps a lot. But this deck is super special, and this is an expanded version of the little one. It has a lot more cards. It's bigger. It's obviously shaped cool. Sorry, I just thought I would show you the original one because it also has this very cool magnetic box. Ta-da! How cute! And it's uniquely shaped, but as you can see, the cards are very similar. They're just shaped differently, and there's more of them in the new version. But this deck, I did readings with this every single day. I would set up my altar, and we would do morning spreads. We would think on the cards that we pulled all through the day, and then I'd do an evening spread before bed so that I could clear my mind and think about something to do for the next day, something that might help, something that might, encourage people, make people, feel better, or do something differently. There were a lot of things that you never know what you have to go through, what you have to prepare for. Well, I didn't know anyway. Maybe you guys really do, but maybe most of you do. But I was in the dark. I'm a little bit of a fool when it comes to that. I'm very inexperienced with death and preparations for it and such. I thought I knew something. Boy, yeah, I do now, but that doesn't help me for back then. But as you can see, they have a little bit of red in these cards. It's just, the artwork, I don't think, could be any better. It's so lovely. The stories that they have for each of these characters, spot on for what you could apply to your situation. It's, I had to have this. I really did. And it came with the deck of emblems. And it's just an expansion on this, because this is really archetypes. The herald, the storyteller, the tailor, the assassin. So you've got people or professions or, archetypes, like I said, in this one. But in the other one, you have items. So something that you would find around the castle or around the apothecary or in the kitchen. And so that's the book, and the cards are very much the same, but like I said, oh, and those are the backs. So the backs are dark. They're completely different than these backs, but they're the same size. I'm not going to shuffle them together, but I feel as though you could. They seem to fit pretty well together. The artwork, again, is just gorgeous. Maybe it doesn't seem like much to YouTube. I'm not sure, because they are line drawings. I mean, they're kind of simple, I guess you could say, but when you're holding them, isn't that crazy how you really have to hold your tarot decks? You have to hold your oracle decks to get any kind of attachment to them. So that is the Citadel and the Deck of Emblems by Fez Inkwright. Again, I would buy anything by Fez Inkwright. I'm a fan. I don't think you could convince me not to. Oh. lovely, just lovely. I'm going to take a minute to put these back together because if I don't, it's going to be a mess, and I'd rather it not be a mess. So, do what we have to in the moment to save our time and energy for later, right? There we go. So, got this off of Liminal 11, bought the big set. Came with a book that also gives you instructions on how to play it as a game, so it could be like a tabletop RPG. I have no plans to do that, but my daughter does play tabletop RPGs. Maybe I can get her to try it out sometime. I'm not sure. I only counted that as one. I know that that's 2 decks, but I only counted that as one because they came together. And so I'm going to do my last Kickstarter deck. This is Organic Elements. It's also a AI deck. Pretty sure. Well, I don't have the creator's name. I think it's Lee Duncan, but that might be... No, that is Lee Duncan. This is Lee Duncan. And again, he was so easy to communicate with. If I had any questions about how many cards, because there are some extra cards, if I had any questions about anything, he would get back to me so quickly. It was very nice, very patient and polite artist. So, the pentacles are all green. The major arcana are different colors. The swords are yellow. The wands are red. The pentacles, I already said, are green. Yeah. Cups, this really deep teal color. They just have this striking, contrasting color they use with that. I'm pretty sure it's going to be matching on each of the cups, and it's not quite as teal, but there's more of this contrasting color. Justice, swords, pentacles. I don't know if you can get a good view of that. I mean, it's so deep you can go right inside. You can imagine yourself walking around. Oh, this is the world. I'll go ahead and put it over here. Cups, the Hermit. I'm never sure what, people really want to see these main cards. They're kind of important. I understand that. And the 5 of Wands, the 4 of Swords. Here's the Empress. Wands. That's a really cool skull down there. Woohoo! I like it. Swords. Wands. Here's Judgment. I hope it's focusing. It's hard for me to tell because I have reading glasses on. The Hanged Man. Swords, Wands, Pentacles, Strength. Temperance. Death. The Lovers. The High different. The Wheel of Fortune. You know, it makes me wonder, I don't think that there is a particular card that's a make or break for me. Sometimes there's artwork that just turns me off. There's one deck, no, not the Field, the Fountain Tarot. Oh, there's the Devil. I really like the Devil too. Oh my goodness. It's so cool. The Fountain Tarot has the High Priestess. I really dislike that card, and it's to the point where I'm not sure that I'm going to play with the deck much anymore. I have other decks I can mess with. I just don't know. I looked at it the other day, and my husband said, if I just imagine that that's Lady Gaga, then I shouldn't have too much trouble with it. So maybe I'll give that a try. Sorry if I've spent too much time on this one deck, but I do love it. And I just feel like there's so much to see. You would be definitely ill-treated if I didn't give you a chance to just see some of these. So, okay. That is Organic Elements by Lee Duncan, and I backed it on Kickstarter. It's the box. And I believe that's 10 decks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But I'm going to throw one more in here because I also got this one on Amazon, and I just feel like you need to see this deck. I have no idea which one came first, but this deck, you just gotta see it. Okay, so Angels for the Modern Mystic is the name of the deck. This is the important thing. Illustrated by Natalie Foss. These illustrations are beautiful, and it's written by Teresa Chang. I have no problem with the writing. The little book right here is not an instruction book. I mean, it's not you know, it doesn't tell you about the cards. It tells you about how to use them. What you do is on the back, it tells you all that you need to know about the card. And don't take the keywords for granted. Don't look at the keyword and say, oh, I know what that's all about. You have to read these backs. They're amazing. It's not what you would expect. So the Angel of Reason, ground yourself. Angel of Illumination, truly know yourself. I'm not going to read all of these. I just want you to see how gorgeous the artwork is. Cardstock is very nice. It's a little bit cardboardy, so you don't want to bend them too much. It could probably leave a horrible crease. I don't think it's going to be a problem to take care of them. I will try my best not to spill coffee on them, because I'm pretty sure that'll ruin them. I really don't want to ruin these cards. They're gorgeous. Of course, you know I won't buy anything that I don't think is pretty. The Cosmic Tribe might be the only deck so far that I took a chance on. But I'm really into the collage-y stuff right now, and I'm just trying to find that, I don't know, trying to find the aesthetic that works for me. And I'm so easy to please, really. I like all kinds of things. I'm not terribly picky. I'm not picky about cardstock. I am picky about keywords because you should be. I mean, it's got to mean something to you, or why get it? So that was the last deck, and I believe that's a wonderful tag. I think everybody should do that tag. It gives you a chance to really look at what you spend your money on. And I had to go pretty far back because, you know, I'm trying not to just willy-nilly buy things. I try to think hard about what, you know, what it's going to mean to me once I have it in my possession. What am I going to use it for, and how is it going to work? So I'm excited. I've got some really cool things. I encourage you to follow this tag, show us what you got. I'm excited. Let me switch the camera one more time. So that's my hashtag VR, my first one. I haven't done any before now, and I'm planning on doing quite a few. I'd like to dig up old VR hashtags that Katie Flowers has done. Well, you know, I'm working on it though. At least I'm trying. It will have to get better because I will keep trying. Okay, so that was my hashtag, that was my VR, and I would really like to hear what you guys would like to do for a hashtag. I'm trying to think of one for myself just to make up, but yeah. We'll see. So I guess that's it for now, and you guys have a great week. I really hope that everything's going well for you. And talk to you later.